Hello, my dear English learners, and welcome back to Learn English Beyond Grammar. I'm Emma, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. Whether you're listening while walking, studying, or just relaxing, I want to thank you for taking this time to grow your English and your mindset. You're doing something amazing, and I'm proud of you for showing up. Today's episode is about a topic that I truly believe can change the way you learn and feel about English forever. It's something that many learners fear, something they try to avoid, something they think makes them bad at English. But in reality, this thing is one of the most powerful tools you have for learning. What is it? Mistakes. Yes, today we're talking about why mistakes are not bad, but good. Why mistakes are necessary, helpful, and even something you should welcome with open arms. We'll explore the truth about mistakes in language learning, why they happen, how they help your brain, and how changing the way you see mistakes can completely transform your English journey. I want to help you stop fearing mistakes and start using them to grow. Are you ready? Let's begin. Let me start with something very honest. I have never met a single person who learned to speak English fluently without making mistakes. Not one. Even native speakers make mistakes. I make mistakes. And you know what? That's okay. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. They are signs that you are pushing your brain to do something new, something different. And just like a child learning to walk falls down many times before running, you too need those falls to eventually speak with confidence. But here's the problem. Most of us were taught that mistakes are bad. In school, we were corrected with red pens. We were told, "Don't get it wrong," or "You'll lose points." We started to believe that being wrong means being weak or stupid, but that is not true. Making a mistake does not mean you're bad at English. It means you're in the process of learning, and that is a beautiful place to be. Think about how we learn anything new. When you first learned to ride a bike, you didn't just jump on and ride smoothly. You probably wobbled, maybe fell, maybe felt scared, but you kept going. You learned to balance. You got stronger. Learning a language is very similar. Every time you say the wrong word or use the wrong tense, your brain is actually learning the right one. Every time you hear, "That's not correct," and you correct yourself, that's learning in action. I remember a student of mine named Maria. She had a great vocabulary, strong grammar, and excellent listening skills. But she was always afraid to speak. She told me, "Emma, I'm scared I'll say something wrong and people will laugh." I understand that feeling. Many learners feel that way. So we made a little plan together. I told her, "Let's try to make 5 mistakes on purpose every day." She looked shocked. "Why?" she asked. "Because," I said, "we need to show your brain that making mistakes doesn't kill you. It actually helps you grow." So she started doing it. She would speak, make a few funny or silly mistakes, and guess what? No one laughed. No one was angry. And slowly, her confidence grew. She stopped freezing during conversations. Her speaking became more natural, more fluent. Why? Because she wasn't afraid anymore. She had learned the power of letting go of perfection. Perfection is the enemy of progress. If you wait until you can speak perfectly, you will never speak. And the only way to become perfect, or close to it, is by practicing through imperfect steps. Imagine trying to write without ever spelling a word wrong, or trying to cook without ever burning something. Impossible, right? So why do we expect ourselves to speak English perfectly from the beginning? One of the most important things to understand is that your brain learns by making connections. When you make a mistake and then correct it, the memory becomes stronger. Scientists call this error correction learning. It's like your brain says, "Oops, that wasn't right. Let me fix it." And the next time, you're more likely to remember the correct way. So in a strange way, mistakes are actually better for your brain than getting everything right the first time. Another thing to remember is that mistakes make you more human. When you speak to someone and you make a small error, they don't think, "Oh no, this person is bad at English." They think, "Wow, this person is trying." And most of the time, people want to help you. They appreciate your effort. They connect with your honesty. And that connection, that real communication, is the heart of learning a language. It's not about being perfect. It's about being understood and understanding others. Now, I want to talk about a big mindset shift. Instead of saying, "I made a mistake," try saying, "I just learned something new." That one sentence can change everything. Mistakes are moments of discovery. Every time you correct yourself, you grow. So don't hide from mistakes. Celebrate them. Thank them. They are your teachers. Here's a tip that helped many of my students. At the end of the day, write down 3 small mistakes you made in English and what you learned from them. For example, I said he go to work instead of he goes. Now I know how to use the S with he, she. It's simple, but it builds awareness. It shows you that you're learning, and it turns your fear into focus. Let me give you one more example. A student once told me, "Emma, I was speaking to someone in English and I said, 'I have 30 years' instead of 'I am 30 years old.' I felt so embarrassed." And I told him, "But did the person understand you?" He said, "Yes, they laughed a little, but they understood." And I smiled and said, "Then you succeeded. You communicated. You made a connection. That's the goal. The grammar can improve, but the courage you showed, that's already success." So, my dear listener, if you've been holding back, waiting to speak perfect English, don't wait any longer. Speak today. Make mistakes, laugh at them, learn from them, and keep going. The only people who never make mistakes are the ones who never try. And you, just by listening today, are someone who tries. That's why I believe in you. You are not a machine. You are not a textbook. You are a living, breathing learner. And the best way to learn is to do, fall, get back up, and try again. The road to fluency is not straight or easy. It's full of small errors, corrections, and progress. And every step, even the messy ones, brings you closer to your goal. So let's celebrate your mistakes today. Let's say thank you to the moments that make you pause and think. Let's be proud of every sentence you try, every word you say out loud, even if it's not perfect. Because guess what? You're doing it. You're becoming a speaker of English, not just someone who studies, but someone who speaks, who connects, who grows. I want to leave you with one final thought. Every great speaker, every fluent English user, every confident communicator started right where you are, unsure, nervous, afraid, but they didn't stop, and neither should you. So go ahead, make that mistake. Say the wrong word, mix up the grammar, and then smile, correct yourself, and move on. Because every mistake is a step forward, and you, my friend, are on the right path. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If this episode helped you feel more confident, more inspired, or just a little more hopeful, I'd love to hear from you. Keep listening, keep learning, and remember, you don't have to be perfect to speak. You just have to be brave enough to try. Until next time, keep making mistakes and keep getting better, one beautiful, imperfect step at a time.